Hi, my name is Juliet Cow.
My name is Patrick Garza.
I'm Lorianne Rodriguez.
My name is Kelly Herman, and together we make Team Synergy. Synergy is the interaction of multiple elements within a system that create an outcome greater than the sum of their individual effects. To us, synergy means putting together organizations, companies, and the community that all have the same mission to empower those in need. Our combined expertise consists of biological health research, entrepreneurship, supply chain management, as well as marketing and sales. By utilizing different sources of insight, we have created a way to impact lives, and we're going to share with you exactly how that's done. First, we will go over the type of customer that Power Practical will be impacting, and then we will discuss our target market strategy in Peru. Finally, we will end with our long-term vision. But first, we're going to go into a story of a woman and her family that live off of just less than $2 a day.
This is Rigoberta. Rigoberta's husband died 2 years ago from a tragic accident at work. She has 3 children, and she's left alone as a single mother now to take care of them. She decided to move her family to the Lima, Providence area in order to find work so she can take care of her family. She travels from her home in San Juan de Lurigancho to Lima daily in search of work. It's about a 2-hour round trip both ways. And because she's doing that, because she's searching for work, she leaves her children behind at home. One of her children, her daughter, suffers from lung cancer, which was caused by indoor toxins. Her other daughter ends up taking care of her sister instead of going to school. Rigoberta's son is the only one in the family that actually goes to school and gets any type of education. Now, the family lives in an unsafe neighborhood, and they live in a home with no electricity. And because there's no electricity, Rigoberta's son can't study, read, or do his homework at night. Rigoberta's lifeline is her cell phone. She relies upon her cell phone because she wants to connect with employers, potential employers. Now, because Rigoberta because Rigoberta has to use her cell phone as a lifeline, it's hard for her to find work, but she can never keep it charged because there is no electricity in the home. Now, this is her situation. Now, what can we do to help her? Well, we believe that Power Practical is a solution.
In 2007, Power Practical started as an idea by 2 university students from the University of Utah, Paul Schlesinger and David Toledo. After 2 successful rounds of crowdfunding, they have gained popularity among the outdoors markets. Their mission is to develop innovative, effective, and affordable energy products utilizing different heat sources. The Power Pot uses thermoelectric technology in order to charge USB devices such as cell phones, battery packs, and LED lights. One main advantage of this product is that, unlike solar products, it can be used in any weather conditions, day or night. This is great for Rigoberta to always have her cell phone charged. Through our extensive research, we have found that the USB LED light can be used for 7 hours with the battery pack that only takes 1 hour to charge. Now, Power Practical sees themselves as having a greater mission, and by expanding to off-the-grid markets to people just like Rigoberta, they will be able to help those who live on less than $2 a day.
There are 4 billion people around the world who live on less than $2 a day. These individuals make up what is commonly referred to as the base of the pyramid, or the BOP. Companies have a huge opportunity here because this is an emerging market with unmet demand in underserved markets. Peru, a nation in South America, has over 300 million citizens. It has had a growing GDP in the last few years due to its agricultural, mining, and tourism industries. Additionally, it has free trade agreement with the US, which also contribute to this rising GDP. However, even though Peru has a growing GDP, it also has an uneven distribution of wealth. Over 20% of its citizens live in poverty. Lima is the capital of Peru. It has 8 million citizens, and 57% of its GDP comes from Lima. However, right in the outskirts of Lima, there are young towns, or pueblos jóvenes, who lack access to electrical infrastructure, and they have a high poverty rate. We have segmented the market of Peru based on 5 factors: cell phone usage, population size, poverty rate, unemployment rate, and also efficient supply chain access. Based off these segmentations, we have come to the young town of San Juan de Lurigancho. It is located just 18 kilometers outside of Lima. And through our marketing segmentation and our marketing strategy, we will now be able to reach approximately 68,000 unemployed mothers.
So we are going to reach out to young mothers who are in the same situation as Rigoberta. The way that we plan to do this is through rebranding the PowerPod into the Spanish language. We figured that the best way to communicate, that if we can communicate in their language, we would be able to reach out to them better. We decided to also give ourselves a tagline, which is Brilla de Noche, which means light up the night. And this goes with our vision. And our vision is that we would be able to provide light to people in Peru. Now, we also want to do local advertising, such as through radio stations and through banners, as well as through the newspapers, in order to promote the PowerPod to the public. We also, so the best way in Peru or the most effective way in Peru to advertise is through word of mouth. And so we plan on doing this and we understand this because the people in Peru and their communities are very tight-knit. And so we're going to take advantage of this. We're going to go ahead and use our strategic partners that we are going to work with and reach out to these communities in order to make an impact. And some of these strategic partners include microfinance institutions. Microfinance institutions are financial institutions that provide financial services to people just like Rigoberta. They offer loans to take out a personal loan in order to start a business. They also give out loans to purchase items that would be beneficial for them and themselves or their families. And so Power Practical is now able to partner with Acción and Mi Banco. Acción is one of the Acción is an organization that networks with several different microfinance institutions, especially Mi Banco, which is located in Lima, Peru. Kiva is another microfinance institutional partner that we have been able to contact through a University of Houston alumni. Kiva is one of the largest microfinance institutions in the world. And they have 2 microfinance institutions that they partner with that are actually located in our target market of San Juan de Lurigancho. And they have many others also around the Peruvian country. And so Rigoberta will be able to take out a loan from one of these microfinance institutions. Now, we've also developed a referral program. And in this referral program, we called it Programa de Referencia. And what we're going to do is that when entrepreneurial women are able to refer people to the PowerPod, they'll be forgiven a portion of their loans. And so this will drive sales, and that's going to be very important. And we have other partners that we are strategically working with right now, and Kelly's going to talk a little bit more about them.
This is Ruby Navarro, a representative of the non-governmental organization Techo, which builds homes for those in poverty. Techo has a strong brand recognition in South America and is also conveniently located in our target market of San Juan de Lurigancho. They can build up to 70 homes in just 5 days, yet none of these homes are provided with any type of electrical infrastructure. Power Practical has the opportunity to partner with Techo so that they are able to help families like Rigoberta's that don't have any electricity in their homes. Sembrando is a non-governmental organization that we are working with, and they install improved stove tops. The reason for this is to produce indoor pollution caused by inadequate ventilation in their homes, so that people like Rigoberta's child don't develop any form of cancer, lung cancer. Because of Sembrando, Power Practical will be able to gain on-the-ground insight and knowledge of how to reach these entrepreneurial women and how to empower them. 3M is allowing Power Practical to utilize their supply chain distribution insight. Innova Schools is a school that it's a system that works with caters to children in poverty, and we are selling battery packs and lights to the schools so that they can give it to the children to take home with them. So if the children don't have lights at night, they're able to do their homework. Sodimac is basically the Peruvian Home Depot, so we see this as a great opportunity for Power Practical to sell their products in these stores. We have 2 bundling options for our products. The first is just for the basic bundle for the consumer that just wishes to utilize the product for the pot, the battery pack, and the light. The cost to consumer is estimated $99, and the profit is around $23 per unit for the client. The second bundling option is for the micro entrepreneur, for women that see this product as a business opportunity and wish to sell lights and battery packs to their community and also provide charging services from their homes. We will provide 5 of each, 5 lights and 5 battery packs. The cost to consumer is estimated to be $184, and the profit for the client is around $42 per unit. But how will we get this product to Peru?
Our distribution network will begin with the initial purchase order from Power Practical to the manufacturer in China. From there, the finished goods inventory will travel from the manufacturer to the port of Callao, which is the largest port of Peru. And then it will travel via full truckloads to San Juan de Lurigancho. In San Juan de Lurigancho, it will be distributed accordingly to our strategic partnerships. By providing on-hand inventory, Power Practical will be able to build higher customer service levels, avoid lost sales, and have inventory on hand. By following a lean distribution center and keeping an adequate sales and demand forecast, Power Practical will be able to begin its 1-year timeline.
So the first year of Power Practical in Peru will happen in 3 stages. In the first stage, Power Practical will establish its initial pilot program in San Juan de Lurigancho, and finalize its partnerships with Techo and Sembrando. This will take 3 months. In the next phase, Power Practical will expand its sales to Sodimac Home Center as well as Innova Schools in order to give people extra options for purchasing the Power Pot. This will take an additional 3 months. In the third phase, Power Practical will expand to where all of these strategic partners are located around the Lima area, in Ventanilla and San Juan de Miraflores. This will take an additional 6 months. Within only 1 year, Power Practical will now be in 3 different markets and have multiple channels of sales. So Team Synergy's vision for Power Practical is to make it a home name in Peru. By giving people access, just like Rigoberta, to a source of income, we'll be creating a community of synergy and support. Power Practical will be able to empower women in the communities from their very foundation, the children. These children will now have lights to study at night, and the women will be looked upon as leaders in their community. With Team Synergy and Power Practical, we will drive demand and light up the night in Peru. Thank you for your time, and we are now open for questions.
So can you go back to the slide that has the bundles? Okay, so right there you have the basic bundle, right? The cost to consumer is $99, and then the profit for the client is $23.22. Where's that profit coming from? Is that profit coming from the charging of the services, or is that coming from them selling it?
So the cost to the consumer is basically the price that they will be charging at the local partnerships. And we have calculated that cost based on the cost of the goods sold, the transportation, and all of the leading costs up to the end consumer. And then we have built into there the profit for the client, which is the $23.
So the microfinance institution sells it to the women
Yes.
for $99.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, where does the $23.22 come from?
It's the profit margin that has been built into the price.
That's for Power. That's Power Practical's
Yes,
profit.
Power Practical.
Okay, so. Okay.
So I think Raul was asking, what's the potential income of the entrepreneur, and we're not there yet. We haven't quantified
Right.
that yet, as of yet.
How long does it take to pay off a loan with a microfinance institution like this? Have you projected how long that could take to pay that loan off for such an item like this?
Well, actually, we haven't, we don't know the answer completely to that question. We do know that microfinance institutions do will give a lot of leeway to trying to pay off these loans. But we can look into that a little bit more. I don't want to give you an answer completely for that because I'm not too sure.
Just curious.
But they do offer them to these people that are at the base of the pyramid. And in fact, Kiva has a 99% return rate. So somehow they're able to work something out where they're able to pay out these loans back. So that's a great
You
thing.
answered my next question.
Do you have an estimate of what an entrepreneur could potentially make in one day compared to what they're making now? No?
We don't.
I love the idea of empowering women and helping them be entrepreneurs. Would there be any kind of training for them of the different things that they could do with how it works with the practical part?
So you're talking about if I remember right, you're talking about training for the Power Pod, is that correct?
Well, no, like telling the woman, okay, you buy these things, all the different things that you can do. These are all the different businesses that you could have, or these are different ways that you could generate income for your household.
So a lot of microfinance institutions actually provide job training, and what we want to do is go ahead and train people at the microfinance institution to show people how to use the product in the different ways that they could make this income.
Rigoberto lost her husband to a tragic accident, and so are you saying that there's a lot of women who do not have husbands and therefore that's your target market, or are you targeting even couples, but the woman would supplement the man's income? Or I'm not quite sure what the model is.
Thank you for your question. Yes, so we will be targeting specifically women ages 16 to 44 in the outskirts of Lima who are unemployed mothers. We are targeting single or married women, whichever one would like to take advantage of the Power Pod.
So eventually, within the first year, it will expand to our other retail outlets. But it's just to have a target of exactly where we first want to go.
So you said that they'll utilize 3M's supply chain? Did 3M agree to this? How are they going to utilize the supply chain? Is a part of their supply chain in San Juan de Lurigancho? Are they there?
Thank you for your question. Our supply chain will actually be partnering with 3M in the fact that they will offer us their expertise and the knowledge of Peru and let us know the third-party logistics that are currently set up there and provide us on insight on how it works in Peru in order for us to have a better understanding of our market.
Okay. I did some work with Peru over the summer, and one of the things is they're a company that really highly values their information, and even working with them internally, they were still very reluctant to give up any information to me. So that might be something that you guys want to look into, if they're just willing to give you that knowledge as far as how their supply chain functions.
They actually put us in contact with one of their supply chain partners so we could get information from them.
Okay.
It wasn't obviously like confidential insider information of how they run their processes.
Okay. Sure.
Could you clarify, for the products, were you saying that you want to have a supply on hand in Lima, so then you need to consider storage costs, and if so, have you looked into different storage, opportunities and what those prices would look like, and how that would affect your costs?
So in our supply chain distribution, we have tried to steer away from actually getting our practical cost of the actual storage there. So we're going to supply to the microfinancing partners in order for them to be able to have the inventory on hand, and that will transfer the cost of ownership over to them, and they would have to handle their inventory storage.
What if a man wants to use this product?
We're not averse to that.
So could you go back to the bundle slide? Okay, so the cost of the consumer is $99, and the microfinance institution will give them a $99 loan to purchase that product?
Yes.
Okay. And the same thing with 184? Okay, so, and the only way the female entrepreneur is going to be making money is by her services, right?
That's the idea, and also by the referral program.
Okay.
So if they refer somebody who buys a power pot from the microfinance institution, the microfinance will take off part of their loan, forgive part of their loan.
Okay.
And there have been, just to add on to that, there have been microfinance institutions nowadays that have been starting their own little referral programs. And so we actually, because we talked to an alumni who works with Kiva now, she was able to kind of send us blogs and things about different microfinance institutions willing to work with a referral program, or wanting to do referral programs. And so we thought it was a great idea to go ahead, and since it's already kind of starting up, we would go ahead and do a referral program as well to drive some sales.
But you don't know what the percentage forgiveness is, correct?
So the idea is that a lot of the microfinance institutions will forgive like a month's worth of payment. And so we were planning on doing the same, so a portion of the loan be forgiven, which would be like one month's worth of payment. So they won't have to pay the next month. So, yeah.
I know that you may not have research details, but I would be very interested in seeing how long it's going to take them to be able to pay the loan, and just to have that information is going to be interesting.
Yes.
To see if it's worth it for them to purchase it.
I'd like to kind of piggyback on Mariella's original question earlier when she was asking about business education for these entrepreneurs. We understand that you're working with various NGOs, you're working with Vetros, et cetera. But who is going to teach this female, who specifically is going to teach this female that you're targeting those business skills in order to pay back that loan and to have a complete understanding of how to use the product in order to make profit? Is it Power Practical? Are you hiring someone for Power Practical in Peru? Or is it an NGO? Who is that
So
specifically?
depending on who distributes the product to the person, either the microfinance institution or the NGO itself,
Which is Kiva?
Kiva, or Accion. We have specifically chosen these NGOs and microfinance institutions because of their work with training women in particular and helping women.
What about as security? We all know, for those of us that know NEMA, you pick the most, I wouldn't say corrupt, but very dangerous area. And if I'm an entrepreneur and I just went to go pick up this bundle at my microfinance institution and I'm walking home and have it inside my home, what are you doing to help protect that female from getting this product stolen or taken away in her 2-hour commute?
Thank you for your question. So we actually have been in contact with people who live in the Luna area, as well as San Juan de Lurigancho, specifically asking about the crime rate, because that was something we were concerned about when we figured out what it was. So they actually told us that during the day, on a scale of 1 to 10, crimes are on a 3, but at night it goes to like an 8. It's very dangerous at night. So
they shouldn't light up the night then.
they should light up the night inside
Yeah.
of their houses.
Light up the home, okay.
So during the day, all of our NGO microfinance partners are very confident doing their work in San Juan de Lurigancho. So we feel like during the day it won't be a problem for them to get the product. Does that answer your question? Kind of.
It does for now.
Yes.
I have a question about, I know you guys kind of broke down the next year in different phases. And I think it was in the third, either the second or third phase, we're thinking about like having like a Home Depot equivalent, which I forgot the name of. Like how would that affect the dynamics of your pricing, since if you're selling it to that Home Depot equivalent at $99, like the price they'd sell it at? And then also, what are the dynamics of the customer like at that store? Like, is it really the BOP?
The store wouldn't be, the BOP would be, I'm sure, higher customers, but I don't know.
I think the whole idea is just to drive sales in different fronts. And so this is one front, and you might be absolutely right. In fact, the DOP probably might not be shopping at this place. It's a possibility. But what we're hoping is that we'll have different sales channels. And so originally our plan is to work with the microfinance institutions and the NGOs, but at the same time, we figured this was an added value to our marketing strategy.
So, I guess to go with Cassie's question, so the types of people that are going to be shopping inside of those, those Home Depot type stores, are they the people? Is there a demand in, I guess, that demographic for this type of product for the people that can afford it? Are they the type of people that are going to use it for something and need it? Do they have ways of charging their own cell phone if they can already, buy, a 400 Soleil
Thank you for the question.
outright?
So to answer that question, originally the product was made for outdoors, to use for outdoors, to go camping and to do things with the product. So I think that the same type of people that go to a Home Depot that are looking to go hiking or looking to go on some type of venture would benefit from the Power Pod as well.
Okay, so there's no social benefit associated with that side of it. It's just another sales channel.
Yes, an added value.
Okay.
We have time for one more question. All right, let's thank them.
Take it to Machu Picchu.
You wanted to add up your points and turn